Yeah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rukakwadash. That's in the name, that's the Father, Yahweh, right? He is or he exists, existing one. Bahasham means in the name, Yahweh Shai, which is his son, his only begotten son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. He delivers or he saves, gets all the honor and all glory and all the praise. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. The elder bishops, the bishops in Connecticut, the priests, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds, preaching the truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Ram Yahawada with the lesson.
Is taking another step towards fulfilling the end times prophecies. The red heifer, so important for the purification ritual of the third temple, has already been born in Israel. It's only a matter of time before this monument is erected and the Antichrist emerges to play his role. In this video, I will show you something no one talks about concerning red heifers and explain why they are so important. You will be surprised by how far the Jews have advanced in the creation and breeding of this animal, which needs to be in perfect condition according to the laws of Moses to meet its great objective. Indeed, some believe that these heifers will be the reason for the aggravation of the war between Jews and Arabs, possibly even leading to a conflict of global proportions. But can a simple cow be the reason for the start of World War III? I will tell you everything I think about this, so stay with me until the end. But first, I want to ask you to subscribe to my channel. It's very easy and costs nothing. Just click the subscribe button and activate the notification bell, because I want to help you understand the Bible in a simple and easy way. Alright, let's get started. In chapter 19 of the book of Numbers in the Old Testament, God instructed Moses on a purification ritual for people considered impure so that they could reintegrate into the community. The procedure included the use of a completely red heifer. This cow could not have given birth to any calves and could not have done any work, such as pulling a plow. Unlike other animals, this cow had to be sacrificed by the priest outside the tabernacle. Then another man came and burned the animal entirely, and both the priest who made the sacrifice and the man who burned the heifer had to wash themselves, remaining impure until the end of the day. Then a third man collected the heifer's ashes and kept them in a clean place outside the camp, also needing to wash himself. After this, these ashes were mixed into water called the water of purification, and were used to purify people who had touched corpses or had been in tents where someone had died. This purification allowed the person to live again in the Hebrew camp. If not done, the person was excluded from the community. But there's one catch. They last performed this ceremony for thousands of years because the tabernacle no longer exists, and neither does the Temple of Jerusalem, where these rituals were performed because it was destroyed in 70 AD, Matthew 24:2. And since the Jews want to rebuild the temple because they believe the Messiah will come to the world to sit in it, they are already preparing for these Old Testament rituals to be performed soon. In 2018, the Israeli entity Temple Institute informed the world something astonishing. After much searching and millions of dollars in investments, the first completely red heifer was found in the United States 2,000 years later, and from now on, they are ready to start building the third temple in Jerusalem. This means that we are very close to the fulfillment of the end times prophecies, including the arrival of the Antichrist and the return of Jesus, Matthew 24:3. On September 16, 2022, 5 perfect red heifers were transported from a farm in Texas to the Israeli capital, where they are under the care of the Temple Institute, eagerly awaiting the moment of the sacrifice of the first animal, because without it, it will be impossible to raise the long-awaited third temple in Jerusalem. The world only knows 2 Jewish temples, The first was built on the Temple Mount by King Solomon and lasted 390 years until the Babylonians destroyed it in 586 BC. The second, built after the captivity of the Jewish people in Babylon on the same site, stood for 585 years before being destroyed by the Romans in 70 AD. 2 Chronicles 36:19. And the third temple is related to a prophecy that will be fulfilled at the end of times. The Bible makes it clear that it is in this place that the Antichrist will sit to govern the world, deceiving the Jews and persecuting them. Second, and why the Jews are so excited about the arrival of the red heifers in Israel. Since the time of Moses, the Jews have always believed that the presence of God was linked to their proximity to the tabernacle and later to the temple. And with the destruction of these two physical places by enemy peoples, the Jews believe that God has no longer been completely by their side, and that is why he has not yet sent them the promised Messiah. Remember, they do not believe that Jesus is the Messiah. For the Jews, God will only send the Messiah to the children of Abraham.
So this is 1 Chronicles chapter 28, verse 2. Then David, the king, stood up upon his feet, right? And that's similar to what we're doing. Like what it said that we're standing upon our feet, it's a exceedingly great army, right? We're standing upon our feet, right? No. And said, hear me, my brethren, and my people, right? And that's who we're out to go speak to. Our brethren, our people, not to the whole world. And that's how it's always been, is how it's always going to be, right? As for me, I have in my heart, right, mind, lob, to build an house of rest for the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, for the footstool of our power, right? And so that's what we're doing for Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, man, right? We're bringing back the nation of Israel, right? Which were people before a place, but also the Lord is going to take us back to that land after it's cleansed by the ICBM missiles, right? The land of Israel has to be cleansed, right? America, Babylon the Great, has to be cleansed, right? And so this is at the time, King David, and it says, and for the footstool of our power, and had made ready for the building. See, and this was a literal building that he was preparing to build. But we're building the spiritual building, right? That's ultimately what we're doing. That the spiritual building is being built. But power, the power of the Most High Yahweh power said to me, "Thus shall not build an house for my name," right? Which his name is Yahweh, right? Because thus has been a man of war and has shed blood, right? And so the Lord has a way for us to build this spiritual temple, right? He has a way for us to wash the blood off our hands, right? This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman, right? So you're meant to be a prophet, right? And they call the prophets what? Seers, watchers, right? you know, um, It says, unto the house of Israel, right? Unto our own people, right? Not to the whole world, unto Israel, unto the house of Israel. That's all Israel. That means the whole, all 12 tribes, not just 3 tribes, not just Judah, uh, Benjamin, and Levi or something, however they try to do it, you know. It's for all 12 tribes, right? Therefore, hear the words at my mouth and give them warning from me, right? It says, then I said unto the wicked, and when I say unto the wicked, thus shall surely die, right? And thus give him not warning, nor speak to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. And so we've had those situations when we were in the world, you know, the no snitching policy, you know, you let certain things go on and you say nothing, right? There's all sorts of gun violence, murdering, uh, uh, adultery, homosexuality, lesbianism, but you don't say nothing. But in this thing, now that the Lord called you to be a watchman and giving you a way to wash the blood off your hands, that's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to warn the wicked, right? But it goes further than just the wicked, right? It says, yet if thus warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thus has delivered thy soul. See, and it's ultimately that's how the Lord is getting you to wash the blood off of your hands, so that way you're not in the same condition as King David, not being able to build upon that temple, right? Because his hands was bloody because of war, right? And it says, and again, right? Because it goes even further than that. And again, when the righteous man, right? So this so-called another brother who's with you, among you, prophesying with you, you know, hear brother saying, you know, uh, you know, out there giving posts, holding signs with you, or whatever it is, man, right? And this brother's out there. The Lord said, again, when the righteous man doeth turn from his righteousness, right? He out there holding posts with you. He out there prophesying with you. He's doing his thing, and commit iniquity. And I lay a stumbling. And so this is the Most High Himself. See. I heard the other brother saying something about brothers is too worried about new members or new people, and I don't want to get too close to them because they may fall out the truth. But the Lord sent for you to warn people, right? And ultimately, it's the Lord who put the stumbling block, right? And if the Lord told you to warn them and you don't warn them, right, that may be a stumbling block to you, because yeah. And I laid the stumbling block before him; he shall die, because thus has not given him warning. See, and now it's on you. Like, I don't know that hey, that's on him, you know. But thus has not given him warning. But thus has not given him warning. He shall die in his sins, and his righteousness, which he had done, shall not be remembered. But his blood will I require at thy hand. See, now it's a stumbling block unto you. See? But we're building the temple. We're building, right? Ba'af Dawadah, but we're building the house of David all over again, right? Like the guy went, he said it right. The Babylonians destroyed it, and then 70 AD, the Romans destroyed it, the Edomites, right? And we're living under this Babylonian Roman Empire system, which is Babylon the Great, which is spiritually Sodom, spiritually Egypt, the second leg of Rome, right? And we're building the third temple, but we're not building it of sticks and stones and materials of this world, man. It's a spiritual, right? Yeah, right here it says, nevertheless, if thus warn the righteous man that the that righteous man sin not, and he doeth not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned. Also, thus has what delivered thy soul. Hey, man, this is part of building the temple of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. This is part of the building the temple of David. So this is Zechariah chapter 4, verse 8. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, the hands of Zerubbabel have laid the foundation of this house, right? And we know that Zerubbabel, David reincarnated as Zerubbabel, came back in the reincarnation or regeneration as Zerubbabel, right? His hands shall also finish it, right? Because at one time his hands was bloody, that he could not even build it. He could help build the temple, but he came back in another lifetime. The Lord was made it eligible for him to be able to build the second temple, right? During that time, after they came out of captivity, out of when they were still in captivity under the Babylonian and then the Medo-Persian Empire, right? During that time. So it says, keep going. It's saying to finish it, and thus shall know that I am Yahweh of hosts, which means armies, have sent me unto you, right? Because we also know that was what? King Masha. King Masha is the one who the Lord sent, obviously, you know what I mean? Because these men, under the seven, they established this, that King Masha, was sent to us, and we could tell by the prophecies and the name, the name came back through these men, right? King Masha, High Priest Ariyah, right? The name Yahweh came back into the world. For who have despised a small thing? And when you think about the One West was a very small thing, right? For they shall rejoice and see the plumb line in the hand of Zerubbabel, right? So we know that they were building the second temple, and this was literal, but there's spiritual things unto this that we know that today has occurred and is occurring, right? With those seven, right? Which we're talking the seven, right? If you go back, if you go into this into the blue letter, this tells you it means to swear, right? And all of them they swore that King Masha, right, is basically King David, right? Which goes back to being Moses and Zerubbabel and Peter, right? If you understand, with those seven, right, And they are the eyes of Yahweh, which run to and fro through the whole earth, right? Which, we're scattered amongst the whole earth now, right? The truth, right? The truth that came out of One West is all over the whole earth, which goes into, the running to and fro is what the chariots, and the Lord sees, therefore, what's going on in the earth, man. The rebuilding of the temple throughout the whole earth, right? Yeah. So matter of fact, I'm just go ahead and pull it up in blue letter. So that's that Zechariah 4:10. It says Zerubbabel with those seven. Buys a small thing, plumb line, and Zerubbabel with those seven. And you're going to 7. So cardinal number as ordinal number in combination. Right, there it is. To swear, right? Or sworn, right? To swear or take an oath, right? So under under King Masha, they took an oath. So this thing is being forward through the whole earth now, right? We're building this spiritual temple, right? Yeah. So this is Matthew chapter 16 verse 16. It says and Simon Peter answered and said, thus are the Messiah, the Son of the living power. And Yahushua said unto him, said unto him, blessed are thus Simon Bar Jonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee, but my Father, right, the Abanawa, which is in heaven. And I say unto thee that thus are Peter, right, upon this rock, because that's what Peter means. Peter means rock, right? Upon this rock I will build my church. Was it actually a literally church they're going to build on top of Peter? No, we're talking. This is a spiritual building. The Lord is building forth the spiritual third temple, right? He already declared it, because he already was basically saying that the second building of the temple was going to go down. He prophesied that it was going to go down by the Romans, which is in 70 AD, which they did give that correctly. But to say this Messiah, this Antichrist, which we know that their whole system is Antichrist, right? There are many Antichrists already, which the Lord has said. There are many Antichrists, right? And this system in itself is Antichrist, right? Or anti-Hamashiach, anti the truth, anti the new the 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 new temple, or the new kingdom, or the house of David, right? They're against the house of David. They're against the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, right? Because that's all it is. That's an ignorant terminology to say Jesus Christ. It's BS, right? So it says, for thus art Peter, upon this rock will I build my church, and the gates of hell right? Bill Gates of hell should not prevail against thee, right? Inside joke, but yeah, to get to what it is really, yeah, the gates of hell should not prevail against us, right? Because we're gonna have the truth. It's gonna be built upon truth, upon a good foundation. You got to build when you're building a house. You're building a church. You're building a true tabernacle, right? And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom, right? See, all the true knowledge. That's the only way you can get to the kingdom, to have the true knowledge of heaven. And whatsoever thus shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thus loose on earth shall be loose in heaven, right? Because what? That's why it was said, if you see your brother, rebuke him, correct him, love him. But if he don't want to change, then that's on him. But you was able to wash the blood off your hands, and now you're able to unloose things. Why? Because you have that the fruits of the spirit, the brotherly love, right? Because what? This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 6. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit, right? Because these words that we're reading are spirit, right? Saith unto the churches, right? They talk about this 7 churches, right? Which that's what the Lord said. Be seven, right? Witnesses are those that swear 7, right? It's a very profound number, right? And to the angels of the churches of the church in Philadelphia. What does Philadelphia mean? Philadelphia means brotherly love, and ultimately that's that church, the church that actually has true brotherly love, right? Like I was saying about being able to have the fruits of the spirit around your brothers, man. Those things said he that is holy. These things saith he that is holy, he that is true, he that haveth the what? Keys of David, right? That's what he gave to Peter, or, Zerubbabel, right? To build it, right? To have that built upon him. He that openeth and no man shutteth, and shutteth that no man openeth. I know thy works. Behold, which means feast your eyes, look, pay attention. I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thus has a little strength, right? Having the understanding, right, of the scriptures. That's a little bit of strength, right? We're able to break this down, right? The fruits of the spirit is a little strength, right? And has kept my words. See, you got to keep the words, and have kept my words, and has not denied my name, right? So while these other camps are denying the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and they even denying the doctrine. That's another form of a way of denying the name. You don't have to deny the name straight out, like Sakari. He don't outright deny Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, but he slices and dices through the doctrine. You know what I mean? So, it says this is John 6:63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing, right? Ultimately, you can never forget that, right? The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit, right? See what I'm saying? They are spirit and they are life. But there are some of you that believe not. For Yahushua know from the beginning who they were that believe not, and who should betray him. So the Lord already know who's going to come in the truth and then fall out. So you don't have to worry about if this guy is going to fall. You just got to worry about yourself. And if you showed him brotherly love the way you were supposed to show him brotherly love, but then this guy falls out, at the end of the day, it was his thing is on his own head, right? It's not a stumbling block unto you, right? You got to keep showing that brotherly love, right? And it says, and he said, therefore, and I, and he said, therefore, and I unto you, that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father, which that's the same thing he told Peter. Hey, flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but what? But my Father which is in heaven. Hey, that's the only way you can come to this, man. Yeah, so this is 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. Wherefore lay aside all malice and all guile and all hypocrisies and envies and all evil speaking, as newborn babes, desiring the sincere milk. And hey, that's where it all ultimately all comes from, right? Hear these words that they are spirit, they are life, and that they are spirit and life, and you get that what? Sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. And ultimately that's what it is, so we can grow, man. If so be ye have tasted that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is gracious, to whom come as unto a living stone. See, but hey, these stones are living. We're not freaking some building that's being built, and you gotta wait for these so-called red heifers that you probably had to manufacture in a lab somewhere, right? Which most likely that's what they did. We got it from somewhere in Texas in America, yeah, and we're gonna ship it all the way from America. Well, hey, if you guys are the people, according to what you say, you wouldn't need to pull it from America. The Lord would have had the red heifers walk into Jerusalem just on a whim, if that's the way it was supposed to go, right? But the whole point is the two red heifers is Esau, really, right? But let's just get to this. Let me finish this. Right, it says as newborn babes desiring the sincere milk, right? The words, their spirit, their life, and their truth. Hey, that's sincere milk, man. That ye may grow thereby, and if be ye have tasted that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is gracious, to whom coming as unto living stones, disallowed indeed of men, and that's us, man. In the world, we don't fit in. At least I mean I know I didn't. If it felt weird if I tried to be in the world around, neighborhoods I grew up, they were gangs. So I tried to be down with it, and they were like, I don't know, they just something about it. They just knew it didn't. I didn't look right. People would tell me, man, you don't look right cussing. You don't look right trying to be a gang. You don't like. They couldn't pinpoint it. They just saying you don't look right being that. But I'm like, I grew up around this my whole entire life. Like I don't know nothing else. But people would just tell me that. Then eventually I got old. A lot of people was, oh, you're going to be a pastor. You're going to be somebody. You're going to be a pastor. I'm like, dude, man, quit saying that. Quit saying that. Well, everybody wait till we get high and smoke some blunts and stuff. We chilling. And the dude will look at me and be like, man, you're going to be a pastor one day. You're going to be, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, quit saying that. But there was certain things, and it fit in. You fit in amongst people. Then you go to church and you try to fit in amongst the church people because you think you're trying to be good. And it was like you didn't fit in there either, right? This allowed indeed of men, but chosen of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, power and precious, right? Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, right? Didn't he tell Peter that he was going to build the church upon him? But is it actually he's building the actual church with actual stones and this and that, building, you know what I mean? No. The Lord building the actual house upon it? Like, no. We are that house. The third temple is us. And in holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices. See, we're not talking about an actual taking five red heifers and actually sacrificing them. Spiritual sacrifices acceptable unto the Most High Yahweh power by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Yeah, so those red heifers, right? The sacrificing that we're doing, it's also spiritual, right? Right, because the Lord said, "Put forth your body as a living sacrifice." But those red heifers that's meant to be sacrificed is Esau, Edom, right? Spiritually, it says Jeremiah, right? To prove it, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 11, because ye were glad, right? Because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyer of my heritage, right? To destroy what? The so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, right? Which are the northern and the southern kingdom, right? Here in Babylon the Great, right? Which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. They have destroyed us, man. You don't know who you are. Even when we bring out the truth, you're clinging to a bunch of lies, right? Unsubstantiated lies, man, right? You haven't had any proof. You haven't had anything, but we could break down and give you proof. We're going to read precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little, proving all things, man, as the scriptures say to do, right? But you still don't want to hear. They have destroyed our people, man. You're destroyer of the Lord's heritage, man. Straight up and down, right? Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, because ye are grown fat as the what? As the heifer at grass. See, these are the only five red heifer that's gonna get sacrificed, right? And Balo as bulls. Your mother, right, which is come from England. Your mother, right, because America's an extension off from England, shall be sore confounded. She that bore you shall be ashamed. Behold, which means feature eyes look, pay attention. The hinder, wait, this proves it. The hindermost of the nations, right? All those other nations existed. What was the very last nation, the last place to be inhabited and have this? It's called America, right? Right? Whether you call it North America, South America, but the main place is just America, just in itself. America, Babylon the Great, right? They got that the Great Horde, the Statue of Liberty out there, right? The hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, right? So many ICBM missiles are going to get shot on this place that this place is going to become a wilderness. It's going to become that fire. What do you use to have a sacrifice? You need fire for a sacrifice, right? As they spoke about a dry land and a desert. So it's going to be wiped out to the point that America become a desert, and even Israel's going to get hit with a missile or two. But it's not gonna be desolate like America. But it does need to be cleansed of what's been going on over there because of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues, right? All the missiles that hit this place, man, right? Yeah, so Genesis 36 and 10, these are the names of Esau's son, Eliphaz, the son of Adah, the wife of Esau, Rule, the son of Bashemoth, the wife of Esau. So that's just first two sons. We'll go down over here. Yeah, and these are the sons of Alabama, the daughter of Anna, the daughter of Zaban, Esau's wife. She bore to Esau Jush, Jalama, and Korah. right? So those are the 5 sons of Esau, right? So these are the five red heifers, because Esau or Edom goes into being red. Esau means wasted away, but Edom means red. Idawam, right? Red. So these are only red because they were eating fat at the grass, and they rejoiced at our fall, right? Yeah. So this is Psalms 137:6. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Ooh, see, hey, see, it's a lot for you to be into this truth, man. You got to prefer Jerusalem. You got to prefer, you know, hey, because we're a people before a place. So you got to prefer the Lord's people before your own, even your own joy. For your chief, chief means top. Chief means the top. Your primary thing means the top. Numero uno, number one, right? Right? Above my chief joy. Ooh. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Esau, right? In the day of Jerusalem, right? Where people before a place who said, race it, right? They wanted us to be destroyed completely, utterly, right? And not just so you couldn't remember yourself. It would be so we were actually destroyed. They wanted us to actually be completely wiped out, even to the foundations thereof, right? Even to there was nothing of us, right? They destroyed our temple back then, right? During the Babylonian, and Esau did it, destroyed the temple. O daughter of what? Of Babylon, because Esau took on that Babylonian mentality, right? You know, all the customs that's here in America or even in the world, because it fulfills the world. They're ruling the world at this point. Christmas and all that stuff. I tripped out when I was watching TV, and they were showing the news a while back ago, and they had a shooting, so-called a shooting, terrorist attack in Russia, and it was along the time of Christmas, and they had Christmas trees and Christmas carol stuff, and they had all this Christmas stuff over in Russia. So, hey, Babylon is all over. Hey, it is all over the world, man. They rule the world. That's the five red heifer. Those are the 5 children of Esau, man. They're receiving all the benefits of the earth, man. Right? As the Lord said it, that they will get the fatness of the earth by the sword, man. And they've got that. But we got to remember that they who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof, O daughter of Babylon, which is America. It's not talking about old ancient Babylon. It's talking about this new Babylon, which is America, the daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. And it's going to be destroyed, man. The ICBM missile is going to wipe it out to it's a desert. No one's going to dwell here, right? For quite some time, until the Lord deem it so, right? Shall he be happy? Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee, as thus has served us, right? The Lord said, hey, you have led into captivity, you shall go into captivity. He who killed by the sword must be killed with the sword. He who led into captivity must be led into captivity. Hey, hey, have you done unto us, right? You have destroyed us, right? Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones, right? That's what they did. That was a favorite American pastime, to take baseballs at the fair and throw it at so-called black and native children, right? To throw us across the stones to feed our babies to the dogs during the conquistadors, during the time when let's say Christopher Columbus and all of them, when they ran out of dog food, gave our children to the dog food, gave our children to the gators, right? So they can have an alligator purse, right? Or even make the purse out of us, right? Or a pair of shoes out of an Israelite, right? So the Lord, hey, you got to remember these people, man. Yeah. So this is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 6. The sword of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is filled with blood, right? In which that's the ICBM missiles. It is made fat with fatness, And with the blood of lambs, right? That's you Israelites who didn't want to listen, right? You had an ear, but you didn't have an ear to hear. You had eyes to see, but you could not see the prophecies, the things that were going on. You couldn't see how man, no one's ever broke down the Bible the way it's broken down today. It's never it's I've never seen it in my lifetime. That is absolutely. I had even do say, man, it's incredible how you guys can remember the scriptures and break them down and just go like that. I do admit that that's pretty amazing that you do, but it's not amazing enough to you go. Wait a minute, there's no way these guys are just doing that of their own will. That it's of the Father. You can't see it, so that's you Israelites, the lambs, the goats, right, which is Esau, right, and with the fat of the kidneys of rams, and that's these other nations. It's going to be in Babylon the Great, the great melting pot, right? And that's what you're going to do. You're going to melt here. You're going to be you're going to melt in the great melting pot. For Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai have a sacrifice in Basra, and that's one of the chief places of Esau, Edom, Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Edom, and that's a Greek way of saying Edom, right? Esau, Edom, right? Yeah, so this is Romans chapter 15, verse 19, through mighty sign. See, and that's ultimately what's happening. Us standing upon our feet is a mighty sign, man. For us to be out there on the highways and the byways, that's a mighty great sign. And wonders by the power of the Spirit of the Most High Power, Yahweh Bashem Shai, so that from Jerusalem, right, and we're people before a place. So we're doing it in the midst of all you, midst of the congregation. You can see it. Some people can see it. Some people can't, right? Round about unto Iricum, Iriacum, however you say, I have fully preached the gospel of Hamashiach, Yahweh Bashem Shai. Yea, so have I strived to preach the gospel not where Hamashiach was named, lest I should build upon another man's foundation, right? You don't want to, hey, and this is we're building up. This is what you're doing. You're building. You're not supposed to build on another man's foundation. You're building the temple of Yahweh Bashem Shai, right? Yeah, so this is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 10. According to the grace of Yahweh, power, Bashem Yahweh Shai, which is given unto me as a wise master builder, right? This is what we're doing as a wise master builder, not building on another man's foundation, not doing all this other nonsense, not even having gimmicks. We don't need any of those type of things, right? As a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and others buildeth upon thereon, right? So we had Abba, high priest, no, Ariyah. We had Masha, King Masha, right? We had all the seven, and then we got our leader, that stemmed out of that, who basically came with a full 100% doctrine, right? Who got the foundation? That was the foundation, and now they built upon thereon, and now we're building upon theirs, right? That full foundation that Apostle Gabar, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Ramli, Apostle Rakah, and the other apostles that they build upon, the apostles that's in Connecticut, they build upon it. I remember when they were young men, and they built upon it and kept going. It says, but let every man take heed how they buildeth thereupon. For others' foundations can no man lay then that is laid. Hey, you can't, like the scripture said, this cannot be linked with any other scriptures, right? I mean, uh, You know, this can't be linked with any other scriptures. No, yeah, none shall want her mate, right? You cannot make this with anything else. It says, for other foundations can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahushua Hamashiach. See, because they can put the word Jesus there and all the other stuff, but it doesn't take away the power that the true words actually have with the correct name, with the correct calling, because it said that the Most High, the Father, has to basically give you that the unction. And then now you're of Yahushua. Now he's okay. Yeah. Now okay, I can see that that's my sheep, because the Father said, "Hey, him." So now you got that marking, that Tawa, or maybe, Lord willing, you'll get the Tawa, that, right, that, the mark of exemption. It says, now if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, right? Every man shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, right? And the ICBM missiles are coming on this place called Babylon the Great, right? Or the daughter of Babylon, which is also what Basra, which is also known as spiritually what, Nineveh, spiritually Sodom, spiritually Egypt, right? This place has to be destroyed by fire, right? It's going to be declared, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work, right? Race wars, the famine, it's going to try your work. Getting snatched up, took into a concentration camp, it's going to try your work. What sort it is, if any man work abide which he have built thereupon, he shall receive a reward, and ultimately, Lord willing, will be of that number. Call Halalim Yahweh, Basham Yahushai, Basham Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. Salutations to the Akim and the four winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence, and the Baba Ball.